Hey everyone, I'm Ezra. Welcome to my football and sports channel. Let's do some game picks for week 12 this week. Let's see here. Um, Thursday night game already happened. It was the it was the Steelers at the Browns. So, I mean, obviously, you had to pick the Steelers. The Browns won, but you had to. No, I didn't. I picked the Browns to win that game, and they did. 7% of people picked them. Only 7%. Yes, I picked the Browns to beat the Steelers. Not surprised either. And the Browns did everything they could to gift Steelers the game, just as the Ravens did last week. So the Steelers have been winning. They haven't really been winning games. They've just been having other teams lose them for it. So, yeah, I picked the Browns over the Steelers. The series has been actually pretty even over the last few years. It's not like how it was back in the Big Ben days when they never lost to the Browns. The Browns have been beating them. And it was an awesome snow game. You can't blame the snow because they both had to play in the snow, and it actually affected the Browns worse than it affected the Steelers. The Browns were dropping everything, fumbled, interception, whatever you wanted. Still beat the Steelers. Steelers are frauds. So let's move on to the next one. I picked against the Vikings last week because I've been down on them, and I'm not going to do that again. Bears are down. Vikings are up. I'm not going to think about it too much. Vikings. I'm not going to think about this one either. Lions are the best team in the NFL right now. I forgot to mention that Anthony Richardson has been playing better. I didn't make any videos when they made the switch to Flacco, and I was like, yeah, boy, this is Flacco's time. Flacco, the veteran. And then he proceeded to not play well and throw a whole bunch of interceptions. So Anthony Richardson's back in. He played a bad Jets game, but he played well. But Lions, not even going to think about it. Dolphins have had the Patriots number, and I love it. The Patriots, you need to lose for 20 years before anybody's going to have any sympathy for you again. And the Dolphins are clearly better with Tua Tagovailoa. Clearly better. Have always been down on Tua. I was down on Tua. And I mean, as far as him taking that extra step, I'm still down on him. But he is a good quarterback. And when he's out, the Dolphins always play way worse, and they've been much better with him now in the lineup. And can people stop freaking out whenever Tua takes a hit? They're like, Tua needs to stop taking so many hits because, yes, he's had a concussion problem, but you're still playing football. You got to take hits. If you don't want him to take any hits, then, and I know some people do want him to retire, but he's not doing that. And props to him. Buccaneers over the Giants, not going to think about it. They didn't just bench Daniel Jones. They cut him, which Daniel Jones is going to be a backup in the NFL. He's not the worst player you've ever seen, but he's not a starter. He's not a franchise builder. So he can go play on another team. He can hold the clipboard. He can back up, maybe have a few games where he plays well. That's Daniel Jones's future in the NFL. I mean, maybe they could win. I know that Tony, what's his name? Something DeVito won 3 games last year. They might have a similar resurgence, right? Sometimes that just throws the NFL off when you just throw in a random quarterback and then they haven't seen game tape on them, so they can't. And I mean, that's just how the NFL is played now, right? But I don't know. Taking the Buccaneers, they've had they had last week off anyway, right? They're going to be ready. The Cowboys actually look like the worst team in the NFL right now, taking the Commanders. Commanders are going to have a bounce-back game. If you need a bounce-back game, you play the Cowboys right now. The Cowboys are down so many players. Dak's not playing with them. They're struggling even with Dak. Cowboys might be the worst team in the NFL right now. And I'm going to be interested to see what happens to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is not that good of a coach. We saw that with even though Aaron Rodgers has not been good with the Jets, he was still right about McCarthy. He sucks. Okay, let's not think about this. Very glad the Chiefs lost last week, but let's not even think about this. I'm sorry, Panthers. You guys are going to get destroyed. Texans, Titans, going to take the Texans. I'm not going out on too many limbs here. I really put myself out there with that Browns pick, and it paid off. I don't want to get too cute. Texans are a good home team. you know, apparently the Raiders have beaten the Broncos many times over right now. The Broncos have not beaten the Raiders in a while. Let me take a pause and see. Let me go do some research on this. Hold on a sec. Okay, yeah, the Raiders had a winning streak for a while against the Broncos, but I forgot the Broncos actually already beat them this year. So let's not get cute. Let's take the Broncos over the Raiders. Packers and 49ers, disappointed that the 49ers are not going to have Brock Purdy. I want him to get his ass whooped in Green Bay. I'm going to take the Packers. Look, it doesn't really matter if they do a quarterback switch. Everybody kind of plays the same. It's a very quarterback-friendly team, the 49ers. And I've also noticed that I haven't heard a whole lot of chatter from the talking heads on sports television telling me that I have to think Brock Purdy's the greatest quarterback that ever lived. They're 5-5 right now. I haven't heard a whole lot of chatter from them. That's strange. I thought you guys thought he was the best player in the league. That the 49ers win because of Brock Purdy. They win because of him. Get out of here, man. Yeah, I'm done with that. Packers are going to take some revenge. They should have beaten them in last year in the playoffs in San Francisco. Should have beaten them then. They're going to beat them now. This is close. Look at this. 51 Cardinals, 49% Seahawks. I started getting a lot of my faith was building in the Cardinals. They had a bye week last week, but before that, I'm like, look, man, Cardinals are playing well, but they do tend to disappoint. They're playing in Seattle. Seattle just got a big win against the 49ers in San Francisco last week. So I'm going to take the Seahawks, man. This is really a toss-up game, isn't it? I'm rooting for the Cardinals because I like the bird teams. I don't know what it is with the birds, but I like the birds. But, Seahawks are birds too. But whatever. I'm taking the Seahawks. Coin flip game. I'm taking the home team, I guess. Oh, man, this is hard. This is really hard. Rams lost against the Dolphins on Monday night the other week. That was an ugly loss. I'm going to take the Eagles, but I don't feel good about that pick. This is the safe pick. 83% pick the Eagles, but I don't know. Rams, you can't sleep on the Rams. And the Monday night game, Ravens and the Chargers. This is going to be hard too. Chargers are not an easy team. They're tough. But shoot. Maybe. Oh man, I don't want to pick against my Ravens, and they can't lose right now. They can't lose. They're already down in the division. They lost last week. Man, I'm gonna take the Chargers. For some reason, I don't trust the Ravens right now. They had an ugly game last week. I'm going to take the Chargers. On a side note, though, of course, this is the Harbaugh Bowl. You got John Harbaugh with the Ravens, Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers. Is it just me, or do I just not... I just don't find that storyline all that compelling. They're brothers, and they're coaching against each other. Have you ever seen this in the NFL? I mean, technically, no. Well, we've seen it before now, but look, the chances of two brothers being head coaches in the NFL, them coaching against each other, they're putting their teams against each other, is that unlikely to happen? Sure, right? That's unlikely, but it's not implausible that could happen. I don't find that very compelling anymore. People are obsessed with the brothers thing. It's not that compelling of a storyline, if you ask me. That's just my take. People like those easy storylines, I guess, in the NFL, and look, NFL fans aren't really known for being that smart, so maybe they're like, yeah, oh wow, they're brothers, no way. So whatever. I don't like picking against the Ravens in that. I really don't, but I don't trust them right now. Those are my picks for Week 12. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see what I have to say about all this stuff next week. Ready for a good week of games, though. All right, have a good one, guys.